You know who I don't want to meet, Kobe?
Who's that, Barry?
Cannibals. Because I'm so marbled. They'll love. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry,
And this is Colby.
and this is Who Watches This. Music. What's going on, guys? Welcome to a new month of Who Watches This, and it's a brand new theme.
Yes, it is.
Colby, do you want to introduce it since you're the one who picked this month's theme?
I was just watching The Mandalorian, finally, and I was like, bounty hunters are so cool. Let's do a bounty hunter month.
Right. Yeah, well, like I was thinking we're gonna have to go kind of deep in the tank for this, because besides The Mandalorian, like stuff like that, right?
Right.
The only other bounty hunter movies I can think about is All About the Benjamins with Ice Cube and Mike Epps,
Okay.
and that one movie with Gerard Butler,
Okay.
where I think he's married to Jennifer Aniston.
Right.
And then the other movie with Katherine Heigl.
Okay.
And I don't want to watch the Katherine Heigl.
Okay. None of those are on the upcoming.
Oh, you already have the list?
I do.
That is great. Well, do you want to introduce today's movie then?
So today's movie is Bounty Killer, not the rapper, the movie, and not the movie from 2019. It's the movie from 2013.
Where do you know? Did this just straight up go onto stream right away, or is this a sci-fi movie?
It seems better than a sci-fi movie.
That's what I was gonna say.
But it does seem like if it went to stream, sci-fi might be like, hey, you know what? Let's pick that up.
Yeah, I was as I was watching this, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a sci-fi type of flick, but I was thoroughly impressed.
Yes, me too.
This movie is a ton of fun. There's a surprising actor that's in here, and I was like, "Oh, how the mighty have fallen!"
Right, there's two big names.
Who's the other one?
So
Okay, we'll introduce the first one first, which is Gary Busey.
Gary Busey, yes.
Which, Oscar-nominated Gary Busey, former, what's that Trump show? Oh, The Apprentice.
The Apprentice.
Former Big Brother contestant. There's a lot of things.
The big bad from the first Lethal Weapon.
Oh, right. Wait, hold on. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. For some reason, I was like Lethal Weapon, Die Hard. I was like, no, that's Alan Rickman.
Oh, yes.
That's
No.
Snape. Oh, yeah. And then who's the second one?
The owner of like the
the Thirsty
Beaver is
what
the
a name.
is the actress who is the mom in all of the Vacation movies.
Oh, see, like Vacation, that was like before my time.
All of Vacation movies?
Well, I'm not a huge fan of Chevy Chase.
Oh, okay.
There's something about his face that I was like, oh, if he was my customer, he'd be a dick.
I could see that, yes.
Yeah, like I do always remember the Vacation, like strolling in the VHS store. If you guys don't know what a VHS store, for our younger listeners, it is a rental movie store.
Yes.
And I've always seen like the Vacation, like the European.
Yep, there was Vacation, European Vacation, there was Vegas Vacation.
Yeah.
Probably the most famous one's Christmas Vacation. That one gets played a lot.
Is that the one where
the
it's Chevy Chase in a Santa suit and he's getting shocked on the
Yes.
cover?
Yeah.
See, I know it. I never really picked it up. I like Martin Short more.
Okay.
Maybe because he was always like squirrely.
Yes.
And he was a part like him, Chevy Chase, and who's the third?
For the Three Amigos?
Yeah.
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin. There you go. And I know Steve Martin because has he always had white hair?
Always. always, like since the beginning of his acting career.
It's just like a condition
In like the 70s. Yeah, he was always white-haired.
Yeah, and so so I wouldn't have known that. But
Okay.
But we have to talk about the Thirsty Beaver. I was like, man, what a name for I don't know if it's a brothel or a bar. It makes sense for a brothel.
It does. It does.
It also makes sense for a lesbian bar. Come on, right? I also thought the gun carrier, the gun caddy, I kept thinking he was the dude from the Eric and Andre, or that one show on Cartoon Network, or so two white guys, not Tom and Eric, but it's like almost like a talk show type.
Okay.
And there's like one really tall curly hair dude with the glasses, who I thought was the gun caddy, and then his friend. I don't think it's the Eric Andre. No, it might be the Eric Andre show. Let's look.
Because he looked very familiar to me as well, and I kept thinking he was somebody. And then when I looked him up, I was like, I've maybe only seen one or two of his other movies, and he's not been in a lot of stuff.
Tim and Eric. Yeah. Tim. Let's look him up. So Colby can just see who I'm talking about. Yeah. And I was like,
I could totally see that. Yes.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, but that's not him. And so for today, we're going to start a little bit different. As far as like how we do the reviews, I will be doing them in the movie trailer guy's voice. Which I don't know.
Let's hope that's better than your Sylvester Stallone impression.
Oh, hey, what are you talking about? Someone's gonna be like, man, I know that guy loves him, but Jesus, he can't do the voice. Wow. I also forgot we have to pull up the reviews, but all right. This is a pretty generalized. It's gonna be pretty generalized, right? Because the plot isn't thick at all. Right?
It's not that thick, but it does actually have a little twist and turns.
Yeah. It's pretty decent, right? All right, so here you go, guys. In a world, which I feel like you always have to start off with, right?
Yeah.
In a world, a I had it in my head. It's in my head.
I will stop looking at you.
I know
because that's making you nervous.
In a world desolated by corporations, we have bounty hunters hunting down those responsible for the wasteland that is bared waste into their land. For next week, I'm going to write this down. We have Drifter, the first bounty hunter. Found out later, so sorry for the spoiler.
Yes.
Murder Mary, a hell femme fatale in a 1965 Camaro. I don't even know if that's right. I feel like you would know.
It could be.
It's a definite muscle car.
Yes. I think it's a 70s muscle car, not 60s, but
70s?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. No, let's start over. I got it this time.
And it's Mary Death, not Murder
Is it Mary
Mary.
Death?
Yeah.
I thought it was Murder Mary.
No.
Man, I like Murder Mary better.
That
sounds like a ghost.
It flows better than Mary Death, but
oh no, you know what? Let's not start over. I'm gonna mess it up again. I just know it, right? So pretty much, all right. So that's a fail for the first time. Next week will be better. So for the most part, we are in a post-apocalyptic world that's been desolated by corporations.
yes,
Right, and it's laid waste to the lands, and we have a council of 9 people who wanted to sort of restart the world, but in a more natural way.
yes,
Right, almost going back to the first settlements in America type of lifestyle, right? And so they put out bounties for these corporate heads or like, you know, CEOs, managers, anyone that has capitalistic tendencies.
Right. Yep.
And then our main characters are bounty hunters who get those orders and they hunt these bounties to sort of, you know, clear out the plate or whatever. What's that thing? Clean the slate.
Clean the slate. Yep.
You know? And this is where we get introduced to our main character, Drifter, who is, when you find out later, is actually the first bounty hunter in these lands. We have, what's her name?
Mary Death.
Mary Death. See, that sounds cool too. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like a WWE wrestler.
Yes. That was almost That was almost what we were going to do this week. Was movies with WWE wrestlers. Besides The Rock.
That is heavy. You know, would you also put in the Hulk in there?
We might get a Hulk in there. One of them.
The Hulkamania.
Right.
You know, I would like to see Hulk be a bad guy, but now, you know, with all the controversy surrounding him,
you're right.
He's sort of just living a quiet life now at this point, right? Him and his like whole family. I remember his daughter was trying to have a music career, and they're like, "Boo!"
Right? She actually wasn't horrible.
Yeah, she wasn't,
and
bad.
she wasn't unattractive either.
I don't know. She had a strong jawline.
She did, yes.
Like it looked like I would be a bottom. Oh man, but yeah, and then we also have characters like Gary Busey, who you don't know who he's working for until later on into the movie. But pretty much the whole premise of this is these bounty hunters hunt these CEOs and try to clean the slate and restart the world because the world is pretty fucked up.
Yeah, almost like if you've seen Tank Girl. Like that kind of like the major corporations are like they rule and everybody else is kind of lives in the apocalypse.
Yeah, which is crazy too because they have an area there called the Badlands that it's just in perpetual
Storm,
yeah.
Right?
Like hurricane, typhoon type of things. Which you know what is pretty crazy is I saw an article maybe a week ago that said that Dubai has drones that send out electric like shocks or whatever to clouds to make it rain.
But they've got all the money, so why not?
Right? But then everyone's like, "Oh, okay, this has no consequences." But they're like, apparently they've been doing it for like years.
Right.
Because first of all, you know, Dubai shouldn't be a city anyway. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's like nowhere. Like if you were in Dubai, you know, it's like the worst place for the world to go to shit. All of a sudden,
right?
Because there's nowhere to go. Like you're supposed. What are you gonna go through? Like hundreds of miles of desert before you get to the next town.
Yeah.
Apparently, you will know. I have no idea what the geography of Dubai is. I just know it's in the desert. Same with Vegas, but you know, at least there's like a couple towns around it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And so we start this movie pretty action packed, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to describe?
Like you start off immediately with a corporate thug or a corporate tool.
Yeah, just, you know, your manager. Just picture your manager.
Yeah, and you can tell the people who are the corporate people who are going to get killed because they all wear yellow ties,
which is a strange tie color for me.
It is.
Yeah, like,
I think it's like power yellow, and so it's like a.
It's Donald Trump yellow.
Yes.
That's what it is. That's what this movie is about. You know why? It's because Gary Busey is a fan of Donald Trump. I was really trying before you came today. I was watching a whole bunch of Gary Busey stuff so I could try to do a horrible imitation, but he just makes a lot of noises.
He does. They even had a MTV show that was like called like The World According to Gary Busey, or it was something like that, and it was a guy who was like, "I want to film my life as your intern." And Gary Busey just like every episode was like, well, let me give you some knowledge, and he would say things that just didn't didn't make sense. He's like, you got 2 coconuts, you got to watch out for the wolf because he eats penguins. And you're like, holy crap, that's deep, but I don't know what it means.
See, I want to think that you pulled that out of thin air, but I feel like that was an actual quote from that show.
I don't think it was, but like he said things like that were just bizarre.
Yeah, Gary Busey's a character, and it's almost like he was. Oh, what's his name? God, what's the dude's name? Tiger's Blood. Charlie Sheen.
Oh, well, yeah.
Before Charlie Sheen was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
and that's like, it was weird, like, because it was like he's a vegan, but he was teaching you how to like kill bears and cook their meat. Like it was just, every episode was strange, and he would get really mad at the intern.
And really, it's MTV, so they probably hammed it up.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're like, all right, Gary, we know you're really good. See, I don't know if that's him. But yeah. Gary Busey, power yellow tie, very Donald Trump.
Yeah,
right?
I totally lost where we were at, except for
we
Gary
were talking
Busey.
about the business. They're business people.
That's right.
And all that
Oh
stuff.
yes, we haven't even started the movie. Yes. Yeah. So you see the corporate stooge, yellow tie. He's being obnoxious, like, give me another Blue Label Johnny Walker, and
which is delicious. So smooth.
I've not gone high end.
I mean, it's like $250 a bottle. That's why.
That's why. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you see this like cup get slammed down. He starts to take a drink, and he spits up a chunk of like a little, like, it says like wah. And then, like, you realize it's a part of a wanted poster, and then his picture's in the cup, and he's like, pulls out some guns. He's like, come out, bounty hunter. And that's when you see Mary.
Oh, and she's really hot.
And she is like total, like, 60s, like, super diva with like the big hair and like the outfit design.
Yeah, this is very grindhouse type of movie.
Yes.
Yeah. She kind of looks like the girlfriend from Deadpool.
Yeah.
That's who I kept mistaking her, but then the more screen time she got, that's not her.
Right.
But yeah,
which is funny because the guy who is the gun caddy, he to me is the best friend of Deadpool, but then Zach Galifianakis mixed into like one person.
Right, because he's like chubby. I love him in this movie.
Yes,
because he works really well as comedic relief.
Right,
because he's right at the borderline of being over the top.
Yeah, and he can be the funny, like, because they don't try to make anybody else funny.
Yeah,
it's just him, so it works really well.
Yeah. And so, we get the scene of Mary Death.
Yeah.
Mary Death, right? Taking out this guy and collecting her bounty.
Right.
But this is where we get... I thought that she was going to be the main character because on the cover art, she's like the biggest one.
Yeah.
But she's like the hottest one, that's why.
Totally.
But we actually get introduced to Drifter, who comes into town dragging a bounty behind his bike. We see that there's an actual settlement of people. Maybe that's just like the bounty central, where like there's people making weapons or all that stuff. But then there's a crowd of people celebrating these bounty killers because these are the downtrodden.
Right. So they're the celebrities because they're the ones that are going out and killing the corporate. Yeah.
The people responsible for what's happened to the world. Right.
Yeah.
And we get introduced to the bounty collector.
Yep.
I'm guessing. And Mary, Death, and Drifter come in. They show their bounties. Drifter, not so good about keeping the heads on his bounties. but he collects the business cards, right?
Yes.
And at first I was like, well, why are you taking this guy at face value? You know, it's just a body. It could be anyone's body. But then later we learn he's the first bounty hunter.
Right.
So, Mary Death, always, the most popular bounty killer.
Right.
Very clean kills. You know who they are.
Best car.
That car is sweet. I cried a little bit when it blew up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, that car must get 15 miles to the gallon. I would love a muscle car.
Right.
Come on, there's something inside of you, like, it's not practical at all.
Right. Yeah.
But there's something inside of you, like the 16-year-old kid in you.
Yeah.
That's like, ooh, get that car, leather jacket, get a pompadour hairstyle, very James Dean. If it's not a Triumph motorcycle, it's a muscle car.
Yep.
Oh man. So, but we see one character who is actually going to be. We'll just call him Zach Galifianakis for time's sake. Zach, he's very a huge fan of Drifter, even though Mary Death is like the bigger name.
Right. And you could tell that because when she pulls up, everybody like pulls out their 8x10s and they're all like, "Mary, can I get your autograph?"
Right, and I'm like, man, where are they printing these photos?
Right, yes, because they're like in like a desert wasteland, but high quality photos.
Oh yeah, zero, and it'll still jam on you.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the most important things in the apocalypse is a mechanic for these printers. Because you never know when they'll jam.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. So, but he's a very huge fan of Drifter, and he's begging Drifter to let him be his gun caddy.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that job is not. That is a very high risk job,
And I love that they made a job.
For gun caddy.
And then like later on you see him like actually carrying Drifter's guns in a golf bag.
I know. And he's trying to profess himself to Drifter. He's like, I'm the best gun caddy ever. You'll never have to worry about anything, Drifter. And he actually there's before they get to the bounty collector, there's actually a line where it says bounty killers only.
Yeah.
So normal people can, they get a time to be away from the fans, right? Yeah. But no, Zach, he what's it called? He hides himself in Mary Death's bounty
cart of dead bodies.
Yeah. And and they're like, oh come on, Drifter, just take him. He has some balls. He has some. Hey. You guys can see the motion, but it's that motion that Italian mob bosses say. For balls.
For cojones, yeah.
But we learned that one of Drifter's informants has a bounty on him, right?
Yeah. And
so the mission is for Drifter to get to the bounty, but after he leaves, a bounty comes out for him.
Right.
And so we go through this journey with Drifter and Zach, and it's funny, as they're driving through towns, Drifter is like 12 gauge. M16, but Zach is not paying attention, and he's missing all these guns as Drifter is trying to throw it back at him. So he's not a very good gun caddy.
Till the end.
Till the end?
Yeah.
That is the best support that you'll ever get right there. Man, that guy is reloading like a A-class 4 Michelin star gun caddy right there. Because the fact that he's putting it into the guns for them.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. But Mary Death goes after Drifter because what these wanted posters signify is that all these people that are on these wanted posters are actually former CEOs.
Yep.
Right. And so,
and you can definitely tell. At this point, you don't see that there's a relationship, but you definitely know that there is that Mary Death and Drifter are more than just like acquaintances.
Yeah, they're they have these stairs. Very very sexually, like a lot more sexual tension than a lot of these blockbuster movies have between their main characters.
Right.
But no, Drifter is able to elude Mary Death, right? Because after they talk in the movie, he's like, I'm gonna go to the council. I'm going to appeal to them. Which, at that point, Mary Death thinks it's suicide, but it's because Drifter has prior relations with the council.
Right.
That at the end of the movie, you actually learn that the council was gonna make him a judge as well.
Yeah.
Because of his
they
contribution.
They were kind of going to make him the Judge Dredd, the hunter killer judge that got to roam and hunt.
Oh man, I'm still waiting for Carl Urban to come out with the Judge Dredd movie, another one. I know, like he wants it. I know he wants it so bad.
Yeah.
I wish. I heard the only reason that the Fast and Furious movies kept continuing, or no, the Riddick movies kept continuing, is because Vin Diesel did that cameo at the end of the third one, which got him enough money to make the last Riddick movie, and I was like, dude, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then we what's it called? We see that Drifter and Zack get captured by the gypsies.
Right.
And this is where we get the hilarious line where Zack's like, oh no, they're gonna eat people. Drifter goes, that's just a rumor they started so people would be scared. He's like, no man, they're gonna love me. Look at me, I'm all marbled. Which is like, I think one of the funniest lines in movies I've heard in a long time. Because
right.
It's so spot on.
And it's unexpected, it's oh man, he's got great one-liners.
Yeah, which
throughout.
And like I said, it's great because he's not over the top. There's a lot of comedic relief.
Yeah,
that's just like
forced.
Yeah, and in some movies it's necessary for the guy, like Kano from the recent Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
I know, like, the only reason I feel like it was a subpar, the Mortal Kombat movie, is because it was set up for a sequel. Not,
right, yeah.
It's like opening up with Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the bad guy just wins. Weird comparison, but for me, that's how it would feel like, right? But this is where we get the backstory of Mary Death,
right?
Where Drifter is actually the one that trained her. Yeah. She used to be a gypsy, which I was like, they say gypsy a lot. That's like offensive to Romani people, right?
Yeah, it used to. I don't know. Maybe it's not anymore.
Oh, this is 2013. So.
Yeah, yeah. Because I remember. So, I remember my grandmother telling me stories, and it was like her house got broken into, and it was like she was like, it's the gypsies. I live in New Jersey, and the town was great till gypsies came in, and it was. I didn't even realize that that was a term that targeted a specific group of people.
Yeah.
I just thought was gypsies from belly dancers broke into your house. What? I don't.
All right. When I heard gypsy, I thought about the Hunchback of Notre Dame. What's her name? The Esmeralda.
Yeah.
But you never. When you're young, you don't know those hints of racism.
Yeah.
That come into them, right?
Yeah.
But Drifter's like, don't worry. After telling him the stories, like, don't worry, they're gonna get drunk and they'll be hungover and we'll be able to escape. And the Gypsy Queen actually wanted them to escape because then they were gonna take her to Mary Death, who was one of the former queen candidates for the Gypsies, and she actually killed the king, and so she holds this grudge for him, right?
Yeah.
But they're trying to make their way to the council. But to get to the council, they need to go through the Badlands, which is this storm-ridden area that also has high in radiation. And so when they steal one of the gypsies' trailers, it actually has a 6-pack of PBR. which is he's actually pretty big. Like,
he is
big, but he's like in a lot of things.
Right. He used to be on ER. He was one of the
guy in
doctors.
the trailer?
Yeah, he was one of the doctors on ER. He was on, and he was the football player from. Sorry, we're going into the Wayback Machine. Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
I thought you were gonna say Hosiers. No, Hosiers was a basketball.
No, it was a TV show called Parker Lewis Can't. It was basically the TV show that they were like, hey, if Ferris Bueller's Day Off was a TV show, it would be Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
But that guy is always like, he looks so serious, and it's easy to picture him in more like these like mean roles.
Yeah,
but he plays comedy really well.
He does. Yeah,
I think it's because he's such a big dude, but he has good slapstick comedy.
Yeah,
which makes him like sort of like one of my favorite background actors. Whenever I see him, he's like, oh, he's gonna be funny, or is he gonna be like
right? Because he's like the baby face biker.
Exactly right. Like, he's like the biker that makes sure that everyone gets home fine.
Yeah.
But apparently that's the ticket for him to take him through the Badlands. Who I guess apparently he has a route through the Badlands that's pretty safe-ish, right? Because we see Mary Death go through this, and I was like, listen, I don't think a gas mask is enough to fight through the radiation that's swirling in here. But she actually gets she meets up with the map maker of this entire world, I guess.
Right.
Or at least this region, because his maps cost $23,000.
Yeah, and he's definitely like Rain Man, the Rain Man of maps.
Yeah.
He doesn't really talk. He just maps and then like grunts for money.
Which, I mean, hey, like, listen, if you work in customer service enough, if you have a chance to just grunt and ask for money, you probably will do that.
It would make things easier.
Like for us, you just punch a price in the calculator.
Right. Just point at the little screen on your cash register.
See, that's the type of product that you need, that people are like, like for drugs. Like, if you're ever a drug dealer, you're like, but no, and so Mary Death eventually catches up with Drifter, and he, Zach convinces her, like, he has a plan, he's gonna get us through it, and you just gotta come with him, because I know you guys care about each other, and all that. He's the voice of reason. He's like the light heart. He's pretty much the heart of this movie.
Yeah.
All right. So they go to the council, but they find out the council has actually been dead for the past 2 weeks. And it's actually Second Sunrise, his former company, which we find out that he wasn't responsible. He had gotten thwarted out of his company.
Right.
But it still had his name on it, right?
Yeah.
And so we find out that it's actually his ex-wife, who is the conductor or the maestro of everything that's been happening behind the scenes.
Right. And she's put out the bounty because she needs him back in the company, because he was the face of the company, and it's kind of like losing steam without
the face.
Without the face.
Yeah, just imagine if like The Rock and Stone Cold weren't there during their time.
I kept thinking like Apple computer when Steve Jobs left, they kind of like forced Steve Jobs out for a little while, and everybody's like, "Hey, what's Apple without Steve Jobs?" And then they brought him back, and everybody was like, "Apple!"
Right. Or like if they threw out Bill Gates from his company, they're like, "Oh,
right,
Bill
exactly."
Gates, oh my God, this company's gonna go down now. Here I come, Linux. But no, she's able to successfully capture Drifter. But what's it called? Mary is able to kill the Gypsy Queen and inherit the Gypsy Army.
Yeah.
Which, they kind of all look like Sting from WWE.
Yes, that face makeup.
Same makeup, right? And so we wake up Drifter in his office, tied up, and his ex-wife comes in. He's like, I need you to come back.
And he's wearing a suit with yellow tie.
Right? Gross. All right, listen, like, I'm kind of a purist as far as I never really wear ties, but you will never catch me in any other tie but black. Unless, we can go for gray, maybe a navy blue, but those are it. Those are it. Any other colors? What is this? It's not even a business anymore. No, and then we actually find out as she's talking to Drifter, the office is in chaos. The gypsies have come in. They're killing everybody,
and that's great because Drifter is like distracting his ex-wife so that she doesn't turn around, and they must be in like a soundproof office because all this murder and chaos is happening behind them.
Yeah. And so they fight their way out. Zach is the best gun caddy ever because they're just yelling out empty, and he's putting in the magazines for them. He's cleaning off the blood off the knife and putting it back.
Right.
Which I was like, attention to detail. That is 5-star service. Like Hannibal Buress said in his comedy stand-up, when he went to the Ramada Inn, the host or the maid left a little bump of coke that he had left on the table still there. 5-star service. Same for Zach. 5-star gun caddy service. Man, the recommendation letter that guy would get.
Yes.
And really, it almost ends in a travesty, but we remember that Mary Death, when she goes back to the Thirsty Beaver, which is where her and Drifter came together.
Right.
Still had her gear there, and actually had one of her nurse outfits that had a breastplate on there. And so we learned that she only just gets the wind knocked out of her.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And we get a really cool Drifter kill as he shoots his ex-wife, who's already dead, right? But he shoots the insignia for the second sundown to really just make sure she's dead.
Right, and it's a sun, so it's spiky, and so he shoots it, and then it falls and basically chops her in half.
Yeah. Well, first it falls and hits a guy, and then he shoots it again to make sure it hits her.
Right, the swinging chain. Yep.
Yeah, and then we get to the end of the movie. We find out that they've been having sex for 3 weeks straight. And you know what? Very clever ways of hiding boob. I was like, oh, damn that chair.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And then, we find out that there's another Second Son branch in Philly. So she sets out to grab her gypsies and go raid the Philly branch.
Right.
But before she does that, she stabs Drifter because I guess she doesn't want Drifter to come along this mission.
Right. In the spleen.
Yeah. Like, damn it, you got me again. And as she drives away, she's like, you better catch up, old man. He doesn't look that much older. All right, before we get into our thoughts, we're going to go into our review section. We have one good review and one bad review. Colby, which one do you want to read?
Oh, I'll go good.
All right.
So this is a Penslinger giving it 4 stars. B-movie bonanza. There are some movies that can throw caution to the wind and have you laugh with them all the way. Bounty Killer is pure entertainment. It is a rebooted Roger Corman type movie with elements of Mad Max thrown in for good measure. The stars, Matthew Martison and Kristen Petrie are a great-looking couple with wonderful tongue-in-cheek chemistry. Some of the supporting players do not fare as well, ranging from the sublime to the ridiculous, but perhaps that was the director's walking
fine line of action and comedy.
There we go. One cannot... Excuse me. One cannot help loving the idea that someone out there made a film about placing bounties on corporate greed and handling the whole thing Rambo Mad Max style. Bloody good fun for the B-movie lover.
And then we have the 1-star review from Inquiring Minds. The title, there is no value for this movie except the previews of other movies at start. Please don't waste your time or money. Would have given it 0 ratings if possible. Have recently been swindled by a number of trashy movies. No fault of Amazon. Flip side, have acquired many worthwhile movies that whole family could enjoy. Would you let a stranger in your home watch otherwise? All right, I'm not gonna even continue with this because it sounds like a Google Translate paragraph. This one ranks very high on lists of why was it made, let alone why would anyone want to be associated acting. Parentheses. This is acting in it. There is no redemption to this piece of trash, no matter how hard you look at it. Could not waste more than 3 minutes before I realized I had been hoodwinked again. No intent to discredit the efforts of the participants in this garbage movie. Nevertheless, they could easily find better ways to exhibit their talents, if they really have any in the first place. If you watch this movie and draw the same conclusion, you were warned. I've seen better TV dog food commercials than this move could deliver. Hope you get the point by now. It's a 5-star loser. Man, if I didn't see a 1-star review, if I ever saw one. So many.
Yeah.
Also, hoodwinked. Who? This guy must have been born in the 40s. You know, swindled.
So I take it that because he said no fault of Amazon. What he did was he was like looking at movie posters or like the movie CD covers and just randomly ordering movies.
And is that what they do?
With the hopes of getting good stuff.
Okay. Especially
like if you have like you're like, oh hey, bounty hunter or bounty killers, that sounds interesting. Sexy woman on the front. This has got like 4 stars. I'll give this a try for only $6.99 or whatever it is.
This is definitely his fault.
I only know that because I have done the same thing. I was like, Johnny Tao, what? That looks good. Bonnie and Clyde versus the vampires. Yes, please. And I've always been happy, but I love B movies. So.
You know, every time you have a classic movie title. Or a classic movie couple or whatever, or classic character, and you put verses in it, you already know it's going to be a B movie. Abraham Lincoln, vampire hunter. You know, it doesn't have a verses, but it might as well.
It might as well, yeah.
No, this guy does not know how to enjoy life. Listen, I will be the first one to say a movie is like, dude, that was horse wash. I don't know. Right. Dog shit. But this movie really surprised me because I was like, man, this movie's an hour and 40. This is gonna be slow molasses-like plot or whatever.
But it's paced well. It's got a good chunk of action. It's got a decent enough story, at least something that you could follow. It's got some twists and turns.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad of how little they used CG, because with the CG it really shows the budget.
Oh, right.
But with everything else, the kills, the practical effects used,
definitely
awesome.
Yeah,
awesome. The only times it ever falters is when we go into the Badlands with the storm.
Yeah,
it's so funny because when you see the gypsies go through the storm, they're just driving on a dry flatbed, and they just put like a filter over it to make it look like they're in the storm. And I was like, that's pretty funny. But like besides the storm or the RPG where he blows up all the gypsies,
right?
And the last kill with the second sunrise emblem that falls on his wife, everything is actually really well done.
Yeah.
Because, man, it is really easy to just CG this movie as cheaply as possible. But I don't think they did not do that at all.
Right. If they did, the rest of the CG was very well done.
Yeah.
But it comes across very practical.
Yeah.
And
what did you think about how they did the backstories, like as a flashback?
I liked that, and I liked that they didn't. I feel like it that mystery of not knowing who the characters are until later.
Yeah,
and then it was even later than that. You get their relationship, because you're like, why is there the sexual tension between them? You know, how do they know each other? Are they just like competition or.
Yeah, because I was like, man, did they? I'm pretty sure they did it, but I wonder how.
Right.
Yeah, and it kind of it felt like they placed them in the right places in the movie.
Yeah,
where the characters had downtime. You know, with Drifter and Zach being captured by the gypsies, and really they just he told them a story of what happened to them.
Right, exactly.
As a way to kill time, because by the time the story is done, it's actually morning, and all the gypsies are all hungover.
Yeah.
And then you see what's it called, the slight backstory of Gorman, who was a CEO who didn't want to cause all this destruction, but was pained by the fact that his names were on the planes that dropped all these bombs.
Yeah.
Right, so I this movie had pretty decent character development.
I did. I feel like it's one of those ones. I don't know who directed it or if they directed anything else, but this is like one of those ones where I feel like a big movie will come out, and then you'll be like later on, you'll be like, oh, that's the guy who did Bounty Killer.
Oh man, so. The guy who directed this was Henry Sane. He only has 3 movies on Amazon, which I'm surprised he has a Judy Garland movie. This has to be old, right?
That has to be old.
And I don't know if he's the one who directed it or we gotta look him up on Wiki, right? But he has a movie that I kind of want to watch.
I've actually seen this movie, and it is also very entertaining.
I was like, of course you've seen that movie. Let's look at his IMDb. Henry Sane, right? Yeah, it really doesn't look like he has a bunch of movies, but this movie... Oh, no, he's directed a lot of TV.
Oh, okay, yep.
So he's been on
some 70s show, Will and Grace,
How I Met Your Mother, Malcolm in the Middle, According to Jim, Bernie Mac. Yeah, so this guy's a really huge TV director.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, which I'm pretty glad, because it, he has enough of the skills to do all this stuff, like to make a pretty decent, cohesive, coherent movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's done he's the art. What art department? What did he need to do for Wild Hogs that he was on the art department? But I definitely have to watch The Last Lovecraft. Because I heard cosmic horror, like we said last time, or we talked about before, doing cosmic horror is extremely hard, because it's the unknown that's supposed to be scary, right?
Right.
So now I got to watch that movie, and you said it's great. So I think we're gonna have to set it up for the next theme month.
Done.
Cosmic horrors.
Yes, I like it.
But yeah, no. This is definitely just a super fun movie. It's hard to not like this movie. What are your initial thoughts after watching this movie?
So I pulled this up. I watched the trailer, and from the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this is totally my kind of movie." And then, so then I watched the first up to the credits, or up to the opening title.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, because sometimes they. Like the guy said about the Amazon things. Yeah, sometimes you got a pretty decent trailer, and then you start watching it and you're like, oh, this is like a $12,000 budget. This is going to be, Tony and his brother made this movie. Sorry, Tony.
Why are those Italian guys? I just, in my mind, I picture it's like, we got to make a movie, Tony. We gotta talk about the things that we've gone through.
Big T and his brother made it. So I watched up to the opening title, and I was like, yeah, no, this is better. Like I said, better than sci-fi. So this is definitely going to be passable.
Yeah, and that one of the things that really surprised me too is just like I said, the practical effects. When we get one of the first major kills in here, besides the beginning of the movie, when Drifter and Zach get no, it's when Mary gets stopped at the gas station, and these two the two guys come up. Who was in that Urkel car? That huge guy. He's another noticeable supporting or background actor, right?
Yeah, he so anybody who watched the Birds of Prey movie just recently, he's the giant guy who gets the penis drawn on his face.
You know what? I'm glad for him though, you know. You know? At least you're getting a penis drawn on your face in a major movie.
Yes.
If you got to get a penis drawn on you,
right.
It has to be a blockbuster type movie, right? But yeah, no, when the kills that she has in there, awesome. And I was like really hoping that she was gonna say something corny when he killed her with the spur. And she's all like, "Sorry, it was just a spur of the moment kind of thing."
Yeah,
you know, I love well-timed puns,
right?
You know,
and then there's some ridiculous things that are just solid gold. Like when they're trying to escape from the gypsies, and the gypsies are all still like hungover and half asleep, and he ties motorcycles to the front of an RV and rides it off like
into the sunset,
like they're horses and a caravan.
It's awesome. You know, it's pretty well put together too, because obviously Drifter can't leave his motorcycles behind.
Right.
Eventually he has to though, right? You know, he leaves it at PBR's house though. That's another good moment is when PBR tells Zach, he's like, "Hey, don't drink that." And I really wanted him to say it with like a swamp slang. And if you guys don't know what swamp slang is, just think about that one guy from Joe Dirt when Joe Dirt was like, "Oh man, the family went home." I really want
Boomhauer.
I want to be like, "Don't drink that, man. You're basically gonna draw faster than a hot pot." I was saying, because man, I feel like PBR is such a meme alcohol, like beer now.
Right. It is, but like, yeah, if you know all the beer is gone, and that's you find a 6-pack of PBR, that's gold.
Yeah, because when he says, after the fight with the gypsies, right? This Max, what was it called? Max? Oh, Jesus! Mel Gibson, Max Fury or Mad Max?
Mad Max.
This Mad Max type of chase scene, and he's all like, "Where the hell were you?" Yeah.
Right.
And he's like, "Hey man, but I found something, and it's a 6-pack of PBR, and I thought he was gonna be pissed." He's like, "You're just gonna be drinking whatever." He's like, "Oh, you just found our tickets to the Badlands." I was like, you know.
And one of the gypsies chasing him, it's got like this awesome axe made out of like a stop sign.
Dude, stop signs are dangerous. They're pretty much axes, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm really sad that we also, besides Mary Death smoking the cigar, I'm surprised that cigarettes aren't also currency.
Right.
Because, you know, in prison they are. I don't know about anymore, but you know, just in this type of thing, I'm also sad that no one had an affinity for any Hostess products. But I guess Zombieland already took that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a
You don't want to
Twink
copy
in years.
too much.
I haven't seen a ho-oh in years. Or ho-ho.
Right.
Man, I used to love those things as kids.
Yeah.
And I tried one recently. Disgusting.
I remember like when they were like, we're going out of business and there's no longer going to be Twinkies and cupcakes and ho-hos.
Oh,
and
America was in uproar.
Right? People were selling them for like $50 a box on eBay. And then they came back and it was like, oh,
you guys are back? All right, never mind. Well, I think it's because everyone was going to miss the carnival deep fried Twinkies.
That's right, yeah.
It's great, but then you could feel the diabetes running through your face.
Especially if you wrap it in bacon before you deep fry it.
All right, hold on. Are you wrapping things in bacon just to try it out?
I had one at the Ren Fair. They had the bacon wrapped deep fried Twinkie.
Well, first of all, Twinkies are not dark age proof. There were no Twinkies.
That's a possibility. Yeah.
You know, one of the things I love about any type of what they call in anime isekais, or transported into another world, or any type of time travel, is the fact that the main characters always want a taste of home, right? And so they make these new foods. They introduce seasoning to these worlds, and it's always like the hugest hit, right? That's one of my favorite things. All right. We're coming up to our hour, guys. If you guys are joining us for the first time, thank you guys for joining us. We always appreciate anyone listening. But the way that we do our review system is by 4 categories. We have Stream It, DVD It, Blu-ray It, and Ultimate Box Collection, which I would include this guy's 3 movies. Except for the Judy Garland one. That one's really throwing me off.
Right. I don't know what that...
He must have not been the director, but maybe more of a...
Like a child actor in it? Like, that seems like that movie was, like, old.
I think Judy Garland was something your mom enjoyed.
I was right? Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, Colby, where are you at for this movie?
Oh, this is a must watch. I would show this to friends, definitely. There's enough ridiculousness going on, and that you could just kind of throw it on in like the background. And you had some people over, and it's like in the background, and then all of a sudden somebody's like, "Did that person just have a stop sign axe that they threw through a Winnebago? What?" Yeah.
No, what would have gotten me was the moment that guy says, "No, they're gonna love me. I'm all marble."
Right, you would catch that out of the corner of your ear and you'd be like, "What are we watching?
Who said that?" Yeah, that guy looks like he's all marbled out. That is some grade A Kobe steak right there. So you're saying Blu-ray?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, we got an Ultimate Box with like this guy's work. I would pick that up.
Yeah.
I'm actually enjoyed this enough. I'm probably going to look up some of his specific episodes of those TV shows and see if I can notice his style in
directing
there.
style.
But no, this is Blu-ray for me.
Yeah. This is an easy Blu-ray. It's a ton of fun. It's more surprising than anything, because when you see a title like this and then you see the headliners of this movie, which at first I saw Marsden and I was like, James Marsden was in this, and it's like, oh no, it's not James Marsden. I wonder if that guy is what's it called, Matthew Marsden. Let's see if he is related to anybody. No, it doesn't. He's from the United Kingdom, so.
But he isn't actually in quite a bit of things.
He's in Dead or Alive. He's in Rambo as the schoolboy. Oh, wow, that's more surprising than he's in a surprising amount of things. A lot of just B movies though, but not a bad lead.
Yeah.
Guy.
Yeah, he worked well for this.
I definitely liked him a lot more with the scruff. With the clean shave, he kind of looks like a douchebag.
Right, but so that it fit. They shaved him, made him corporate, and he looked douchier.
Yeah, it's the same thing I have with Bradley Cooper. When Bradley Cooper has like a crew cut, clean shaven, that guy's a douchebag. But then when he has like the long hair, the scruff, I was like, oh, that guy's cool as fuck.
Right.
All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the first movie of Bounty Hunter Month.
Yes.
If you guys want to check out our show notes, we have all of our affiliates linked down below. You guys are going to be shopping on Amazon anyway. Might as well help out the show.
Yeah, and definitely we got a Facebook. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of us. Send us some love. Give us some likes and some shares. Let your friends know about us. And we've been up now for a year and a half, so we've got, we got 70, 80 episodes up. definitely need to get busy listening to all of them.
Right, and I know, I used to do a lot of those delivery stuff. So, DoorDash, Grubhub, just throw us on while you're waiting for your next order or on your way to your next order.
Right.
Definitely, it's like watching Friends. It's like watching movies with friends.
Yeah, I think we could be the official, podcast of deliverers.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out who does our theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on her Music for Podcast 3 album, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.